Sunny Radio, where it's always in the 80s. Thanks for listening on a Friday. I've got Angie Hillstead joining me on the telephone right now, and she's one of the volunteers with the Sioux Empire United Way. Angie, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Very good. We're excited to chat with you. Now, you work with the Emergency Services Division. Now, what kind of things do you guys do with the United Way?
Well, the Emergency Services Division is responsible for providing funds to many of the nonprofits in our area that help people that are in abrupt need of services. Things like the Crisis Intervention Program at Children's Inn, which it staffs a community crisis hotline to help people in crisis. We help with the Compass Center program. The purpose of the Compass Center is really to help people that have been the victims of sexual assault, domestic violence. So really our group is responsible for giving funds to many of the agencies that really just help people that are in crisis need.
And the nice thing is, when people are in need, it's great for them to have these services available because somebody needs to do this. You know, when people have a need, there needs to be somebody to help. So it's amazing that the United Way has stepped up to help all of these organizations that do wonderful things to help people when they're in need. And that's one more thing. When people are making their contribution to the United Way, they know they're doing it because they know it's the right thing to do. But the thing that I've just really enjoyed over the last month or so is letting them know where those funds go and letting them know what a huge difference they're making by making that contribution.
Exactly. You know, the programs in our community really couldn't exist and certainly wouldn't be as effective as they are without the support of the United Way, which really comes back to the support of everybody in the Sioux Empire that's giving their time, their dollars, to really help the missions of the nonprofits in our community. It's a great thing when we live in a community like Sioux Falls where we rank 18th among 75 mid-sized cities in America for people in the community that volunteer their time. You know, in Sioux Falls, we have over 33% of our residents volunteer in some capacity or another. So, you know, we're really fortunate in that respect to have such a dedicated group of people that live in our community.
And it is awesome. It's an area where you get to know your neighbors and you help each other. And I think that is as the fabric of a community that people want to move to. And that explains why, you know, you talk to people. I very rarely do I meet somebody who's from Sioux Falls. Almost always they're from somewhere else and they moved here because it's such a great place to be. And a lot of the services that you're talking about are some of the things that make it such a great place to be. And again, the United Way funds a lot of these different programs. How many different programs fall under the Emergency Services umbrella?
Well, we have multiple programs that fall under our 6 funded agencies. So we have Children's Inn, and we fund 2 programs under Children's Inn. One that I spoke of, Crisis Intervention, and another one is a crisis shelter. So that's really designed to provide immediate care to women and children that really need a safe place to go right away. The Emergency Services helps with funding at the Compass Center, and we have 3 programs under the Compass Center umbrella that we provide funding to. We have an education and prevention program under the Crisis Center, which is really spreading the message about domestic violence and things to look for with regards to sexual assault, domestic violence, letting the public know that this is a real problem in our community and here's some of the ways that you can identify it. Compass Center also runs a family violence project, which provides some treatment assistance for adults who have used violence against a partner or family member. And the Compass Center also provides survivor empowerment services, which really helps those survivors cope after some form of trauma to them. The Emergency Services also works with the Family Visitation Center, the Helpline Center 211, and Sioux Falls Area CASA. And we also are now working with the program that was under the Compass Center umbrella, Child's Voice, to help children that have also been victims of some sort of trauma.
Very nice. Again, when you're making a contribution to the United Way, it's helping all of those different things and so many others that we didn't talk about today because this is one tiny little branch on that United Way tree. So again, a lot of people have the opportunity to do this right through their employer, but if maybe your employer doesn't do that, if you're looking for a way to contribute, I'll give you the website. It's SEUW.org for Sioux Empire United Way. Angie, thank you so much for chatting with us today. And also, thank you for all that you do with the United Way.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. And I'd like to thank everybody in the community who is supportive of the United Way.
And I know we've got a big percentage of our population that does support it. If you're one of those, thank you. And if you're not, maybe you should consider doing that this year. Now you know where the money goes. So if you're going, well, I don't even know where that goes. Now you do. We're telling you every week about all these different things. So I'd love to see Sioux Falls become the #1 United Way contribution city in the nation. How awesome would that be?
That would be excellent.
And I know we're not far from it now because we've got a lot of great people here. Again, if you'd like to know more on either volunteering your time or making a contribution financially, I'll give you that website one more time, SEUW.org. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.